everyone, I'm Larissa from High Vision Headquarters Trainers team. Welcome to CGSP CCTV courses. In today's course, we'll introduce to you ANPR camera and the application. We hope you can have a deep understanding of ANPR camera and the ANPR system throughout this course. First of all, let's take a look at training objectives. We want you can understand the common application scenario and value of ANPR system to know about frequent application type of ANPR solution and the relevant advantage. We hope that through this course, you can understand the basic principle of ANPR algorithm and advantages of it, and be familiar with common ANPR deployment solution. Finally, you can be able to make an ANPR solution design with the demo ANPR camera configuration based on the requirement. Based on such training objectives, we will start our course with the following course content. Chapter 1, Background and the Value of ANPR Application. Chapter 2, Introduction of ANPR Solution and the ANPR Algorithm. Chapter 3, Fundamental of the Typical ANPR Deployment. Chapter 4, Showcase of the Actual ANPR Application. Okay, we have talked the word ANPR for several minutes. For those who have not been exposed to this concept, we will definitely ask, what is ANPR? ANPR, which means Automatic Number Plate Recognition. System with this technology and function can record vehicle number plates smartly and accurately, which is exactly needed for scenarios like private regions. Usually, managers want to manage all vehicles strictly in regions, and the system should not be affected by strong headlights and dark environments. With embedded deep learning algorithm, ANPR camera can achieve plate capture and recognition by itself, which is widely used for scenarios such as road vehicle record and entrance and exit control. Let's check the demo video of application in road vehicle record. Well, we can see that ANPR camera can automatically recognize the license plate of vehicle. After knowing what ANPR camera is, we need to talk about why we choose ANPR camera. What is the value of it? Policymakers and leaders always get some puzzles about the traffic and vehicles, such as what is traffic status of the road every day? Who can tell me how many cars get into our park today? How to find the suspected car? Only our cars can be allowed. How to do this? How to increasing the passing efficiency of entrance? To solve all these problems, you need the ANPR camera. We listed the pinpoint requirements of 4 typical application scenarios. First one is traditional vehicle access control, which is lack of safety guarantee of entering vehicle, lack of charge management. The traditional vehicle access control system has low efficiency of vehicle passing and its lack of vehicle management as well. Second scenario, which has pinpoint, is crossroad management. With the increasing number of vehicles, non-compliance with traffic rules leads to a large number of traffic accidents and threatens the safety of the people's life and property. And it's difficult to find the illegal driving behavior in time and take the evidence to punish the driving behavior without a large amount of human cost. Road traffic management also faces challenges. How to standardize safe driving behavior, punish illegal driving, and reduce road traffic safety accident. How to ensure road safety and realize traffic management. And for public security maintenance, how to detect the dangerous vehicle in time, implement the vehicle control, obtain the vehicle's driving track, and carry out the arrest. How to find the lost vehicle quickly. How to capture the motor vehicles and non-motor vehicles at the same time, extract key information for attribute analysis applications. In the parking lot scene, the following requirements are often encountered that are difficult to solve, such as parking guidance, parking management, Find My Car application, and video security to provide images and video for auto-related security events. All these pain points in these traditional application scenarios need to be solved. Now, get out of the troubles with ANPR. With the help of ANPR system, private area vehicle access control can be realized. For example, in residential area, in office building, in school, in government park, users can manage permissions through the camera's list library and release the authorized vehicle registered in the list, and review the vehicles outside the list. The ANPR system is also widely used in parking lot business in different kinds of scenes, like public or private parking lot, street parking area, commercial area, or mall. The ANPR camera records the license plates of entering and exiting vehicles. Users can do commercial parking service such as calculating the parking fee per hour or by the count of the use. The ANPR system gives the parking lot management more possibility. And the economic road traffic management solution with ANPR cameras can be used to record public transportation-related service, such as traffic flow counting and road tolling. Well, we've talked about what is ANPR and how it is used in different scenarios to realize different application functions. There is one thing important as well. We need to know how ANPR working, which means the working principle of ANPR. We'll talk about algorithm of ANPR in this chapter. The typical ANPR algorithm, which including 7 primary algorithm steps that the software requires to identify a license plate. First step, plate localization, which means algorithm will find and isolate the part of vehicle plate in the captured picture. The second step is plate orientation and sizing. Due to the different camera installation positions in the scene, it's impossible for the camera to always capture the license plate facing the lens. In this step, algorithm compensates for the skew of the plate and adjusts the dimension of vehicle plate to the required size. Next, the algorithm will adjust the brightness and contrast of the image, such as the following example. The image is clear and bright. Make sure that every character on the plate can be seen clearly. The fourth step is character segmentation, which means the algorithm will find the individual characters on the plates. It's very important to the correct recognition. Then the algorithm starts optical character recognition and finishes the syntactical or geometrical analysis, that is, checking characters and positions against country-specific rules. Here, we take the Arabic license plate as an example. The algorithm checks the Arabic characters against country-specific rules and recognizes them to Latin characters. Since any single image may contain a reflected light flare, be partially obscured or other temporary effect, so on the last step, algorithm averages recognition values across multiple fields images to produce more reliable results. After knowing how ANPR algorithm works, maybe you will ask, what's the benefit of using ANPR camera? ANPR camera with deep learning algorithm can reduce the false capture rate. The ANPR camera will not capture the pedestrian crossing, pedestrians clothing, roadside fence, characters on the side of the vehicle, billboard. It only captures the license plate of vehicle. With the ANPR camera false capture rate from the forward direction less than 2%, while the false capture rate from the reverse less than 5%. ANPR camera with deep learning algorithm can detect a vehicle without license plate. The ANPR camera recognizes whether it's a car or not at first, then reads the license plate. ANPR cameras with deep learning support vehicle analysis and vehicle attribute abstracting, which help improve video search efficiency. The camera can not only recognize license plate, but also vehicle type, color, brand, moving direction. We can check all this information from the captured picture with vehicle attribute. Next, let's talk about how to deploy ANPR system in a real scene. We'll take the typical deployment of ANPR about entrance and exit as an example to help you to know what should be considered and the requirements of ANPR camera installation. So in the entrance and exit scene, when you start to deploying an ANPR system, please pay attention to these necessary conditions: vehicle speed and direction, position of license plate, reflection and backlight, stability of construction, and the usual weather conditions on site. If on site there is a bad situation on the light as following photos showing, it's better to position the camera to avoid direct sunlight or reflection and force the camera in the night mode and fix to main exposure time so that we can get license plate image with every clear characters. Except the on-site environment, camera installation requirements are also needed to be considered. Here we give an ANPR camera installation checklist. To obtain the maximum license plate recognition accuracy, you need to check angle to license plate, lighting condition, exposure time of camera, pixel size of license plate, angle of license plate. We listed qualified samples in daytime and night. Through these samples, you can definitely know what image adjustment should provide clear license plate. We also need to make sure the distance from detection line to the ANPR cameras should be longer than 4 meters, and the vehicle in the detection area should go as straight as possible instead of turning left or right. As for vertical angle, that is angle between lens direction and horizontal, should be less than 30 degrees. And the horizontal angle, that is the view angle of the camera, should be within 30 degrees to the path of movement. The sample on the left side clearly shows the appropriate horizontal angle to the camera. To ensure that the vehicle goes straight in the detection area, there are also lay lengths marked on the ground. And through the photo on the right side, we can see if the horizontal angle above 30 degrees, it's difficult for camera to recognize the correct license plate. ANPR camera light selection and installing height should be considered as soon as possible because the recognition distance based on the camera's focus length. To get enough pixels in the frame, you should select the proper lines. We provide the table below to help you select the proper lines. As for installing height, which need to be fixed firstly, and then the detection range can be calculated with a sample equation. Let's look at the picture here. We can easily get that L equal to 1.3 times to installing height. Here we also provide a table to help you know the relation between the height and the detection range. There is one thing need to mention. For the entrance application, it's better to install the camera on the height between 1.5 meters and 4 meters and ensure the detection range longer than 4 meters. After installing ANPR camera, we also need to check the license plate pixel requirement. We need to make sure that the license plate tilt angle must be within plus or minus 5 degrees, and the license plate pixel is recommended as 130 to 160 pixels to ensure the accuracy of recognition. Here we give several samples with common mistakes. When you deploy ANPR cameras, please try best to avoid these mistakes. First one is tilt angle too large. Second sample is horizontal angle or tilt angle too large. In the third thing, the installing height of camera is too low. Let's check the live demo of ANPR system's performance. Here we show the performance of ANPR system both in daytime and nighttime. We can clearly see whether it is day or night, as long as the correct deployment requirements of ANPR are followed. The ANPR system can accurately recognize the license plate and manage the entrance and exit. Okay, I think you have known about the basic requirements of ANPR deployment and clear with the installation requirements on site. Actually, in the entrance and exit scenario, the ANPR camera also needs to work with other devices to realize effective and smart vehicle access control. So let's take a look at the typical ANPR topology about entrance and exit. Here is the topology of ANPR-based entrance and exit solution. We can see that in the whole system, we divided the entrance and exit scene into 3 parts: entrance, management center, and exit. At the entrance, except ANPR camera, we also have vehicle detector, which is used with a triggering coil. needs to be connected to the ANPR cameras to detect the coming vehicle and give signal to camera to capture and recognize the license plate. To control the vehicle in or out, we also need the barrier, which works with the vehicle detector and the anti-dropping coil. It needs to be connected to the ANPR camera, receives the signal from camera to line the vehicle in or not. The barrier is connected with the vehicle detector and the anti-dropping coil to ensure that the vehicle will not be hit by dropping barrier when the vehicle passes it. And there is an entrance LED screen at entrance to show the information of entering vehicle or sentence like "Welcome." For remote calling to the management center, the intercom device is needed as well. One thing needs to be mentioned. The system supports multiple triggers like mechanism coil, radar, or video. In the management center, the entrance and exit control terminal is needed, which is embedded parking lot management software to realize the central control of entrance and exit. Topology of devices in the system or exit part is totally similar to the entrance. Now let's see how the ANPR system workflow going. For temporary vehicle, when temporary vehicle enters, ANPR captures license plate, then system controls barrier to open or not according to configured rule. When temporary vehicle exits, ANPR captures the license plate, then system shows parking fee and the operator collects the money and opens barrier manually. For registered vehicle, when it enters, ANPR captures license plate, then the system automatically opens barrier. When registered vehicle exits, ANPR captures license plate and the system automatically opens barrier. For blacklist vehicle, when it comes, ANPR captures license plate. Then system generates alarm and prevents the vehicle from entering and inform management center of this alarm by pop-up window. Well, till now, we've already talked about the technical fundament of ANPR, application in different scenarios, the system topology, deployment requirements. Now we want to lead you to see a sample of ANPR entrance and exit system configuration. First thing in the entrance and exit system configuration is to make a site survey as follows. Investigation list to collect necessary information like numbers of entrance or exit, which means lanes, type of entrance and exit, width and length of lanes, height limit, the passing vehicle will be special vehicle or not, and some information of device island, like position of device island. And some device information is needed as well, whether need a Bluetooth card reader or entrance or exit controller, how to display information at LED screen, and list extra requirements and suggestions. With all this information, we can start to design an entrance and exit solution. Second step is checking camera installation conditions. We need to pay more attention on the height of camera, that is H as shown in the picture, and the length from the camera probe to the road, that is L as shown in the picture. Thirdly, we need to configure the lanes. The area should contain the possible areas where the license plate might appear, not only the road section. The detection area should not contain the part where there are roads, patterns, words on the road, and the area should not be more than 10 meters away. After lanes configuration, we come to camera image configuration. To get the qualified image as below shown, we need to adjust exposure settings, day or night switch, blacklist settings according to the actual situation on site. When we configure the ANPR camera, we need to test the effect of captured vehicle license. We can use the drawing instrument to open the captured image by ANPR camera, which we have configured, and then use the select option to select the license plate area and check the license plate width and the tilt angle. If all this meets the requirements of captured license plate image, that means ANPR deployment is suitable for the scenario. Here is a showcase of ANPR system in actual entrance and exit control scene. We can often see such ANPR systems at the entrances and exits of company campuses. or the ANPR system is often used as the entrance and exit of the underground parking lot. Okay, that's all for the ANPR system and the application. Let's make a quick review about what we have learned today. At the very beginning, we talked about the background and the value of ANPR application. We have known what the ANPR is and where it is used widely, and the application of ANPR system solves the pain points in scenarios such as vehicle access control, road traffic record, and so on. In the second chapter, we talked about the ANPR technology and how deep learning algorithm works in ANPR camera to recognize the license plate and provide the high accuracy of recognition. Then we've shown you the typical topology of ANPR entrance and exit system, help you to know in this system how the ANPR camera works with other devices, and help you to figure out the workflow of ANPR system for different kinds of vehicles. At last, we introduced how to deploy an ANPR system and how to configure the entrance and exit ANPR system step by step. The most important thing is to confirm the conditions on site and correctly install and configure the ANPR camera. Well, that's all content of today's course. I hope that through today's course, you can have a deep understanding of ANPR camera and its application, master the deployment of common ANPR solution, and have ability to make an ANPR solution design based on the actual requirements. Thanks for listening. See you in the next time.